Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. What's going on with my hair? It's blue, check it out. Okay guys, so at the beginning of every single video, I read out a comment from one of you guys, so I'm gonna do that right about now. So today's comment is from Kayla CXNT, and they said, I have Asperger's, but I really don't like the word. Could I just say I have autism? And that's a really interesting comment, because a lot of people don't like the word Aspie, or they don't like the word Asperger's, and they want to use just ASD or AS or autism. And I guess it's just preference, really. I use the word Aspie for the AspieWorld just because it's like a branding thing and it's kind of unique in its way of how to approach something online. But I suppose you could really just figure out what was comfortable for you and use that. If you'd like me to read out your comment at the beginning of my video, please make sure you hit that bell icon on desktop and mobile so you stay up to date and notified every time I upload a video, because once I've uploaded the video, the first 30 commenters on there, I'll be picking from one of those to read at the beginning of every video, so just do it. Okay guys, so today's video is about autism and food and the relationship people with autism have with food and textures and things like that. So people on the autism spectrum sometimes have a difficulty with food. There could be stress related to a canteen or a cafeteria area, so they would be scared of going into those places to have their food, so that the environment having a damaging effect on that person's ability to go into a cafeteria or a dining room or a busy place to eat with other people, that could cause some issues. So textures of the food is quite interesting. So being hypersensitive or undersensitive to textures is going to cause you to not like certain foods. Now, like, you know, it could be condiments, it could be types of food, it could be squidgy food, it could be hard food, it could be kind of food that may be warm or cold, and the person with ASD may find that they don't like certain types of things, like they don't like runny foods like soups or condiments and things like that, or like jelly and stuff. So it could be that their relationship with food gets diminished because they have a difficulty with the sensory issue of the actual texture of the food. But going on from that, you could say that they may have a sensory issue with the type of area that they're eating in. So it could be a busy cafeteria, a noisy canteen, a busy family home where the environment is too overwhelming for them to sit down and eat their dinner, or the person can't, you know, sit down and eat their food because of that kind of environment. This obviously then has a negative effect on their relationship with food, and it's quite interesting, really. So I'll talk a bit more about my relationship with food at the end of the video. A lot of people on the autism spectrum like eating certain types of foods. Now, this could be certain shaped food, could be certain coloured food, or it could be certain meals. So, you know, they may have like a repetitive behaviour, so they like the certain type of thing every single day, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to kind of try and put an equal balance of nutrients and vitamins within that kind of food group. So eating foods from specific food groups only would be a common practice for somebody who may have ASD, who would like to just eat like religiously the same thing over and over and over again. And I know this is true for me, so again I'll get onto that in a little while. But this is okay in a way, but you have to find some ways of making sure that the meal of choice or the foods of choice are good, nutritious foods that they'll get all those nutrients from, because it is so important to have those nutritious foods. But then again, it's battling with the anxiety around eating. So all of these things, the sensory issue, the type of food, the obsessive compulsive over food, the environment, all these can add up to the relationship that person has with food. And one of the worst things you can do if you're suffering from ASD is have a bad relationship with food, because you need your body to be at full strength and full energy, because we're quite active people. And one of the things is that if you're not an active, full strength person, then you know it's gonna make the situation even worse. You're gonna get more anxious, you're gonna have more meltdowns, and you're gonna have less sleep, and your concentration will fall, which isn't good. But my relationship with food is quite interesting. So growing up, I only ate like, I suppose you would say like roast vegetables and meat with gravy, and then that was like my main meal. And it got to a point where my mum just actually pre-made loads of these like a meal prep. Basically, she made loads of the same meal and then put them in the refrigerator, and then just like, you know, we heated them up as and when we needed them. But that was interesting, but that kind of gave me a bad relationship with food, so we couldn't go out anywhere to eat. My parents couldn't take me to cafes and things like that, because then I wouldn't have anything to eat, and so I'd always take my own food with me. And I guess there's nothing wrong with having your individual likes and tastes and stuff like that, but I guess it just made for an anxiety situation that was predominantly there just from the word go, you know. So if we had to go anywhere for dinner or somebody's house for something to eat, then it would predominantly be an issue. So it's just having that extra care and that extra knowledge of like making sure you understand that if your child or the person you love with autism has an interesting relationship with food that's independent to anybody else, then you have to accommodate that and just have some patience when dealing with the fact that, you know, maybe they'll want certain types of foods all the time, or they'll have to have some extra care when you're out doing the meals and things like that. But then again, getting on to other things, so I can't, so smells of foods, like textures and stuff, so I can't be around garlic and onions. They make me sick. They make me physically sick. They make me really nervous. I don't know what it is about it, but when I have those smells, it makes me instantly angry. I can't be around it. It gets me instantly like just wound up, and I need I can't escape. I feel kind of claustrophobic, and I can't escape it, and I'm like and I have to just get out and get some fresh air. And the same with if we're eating food and then it goes cold, I then can't go back and touch that food because it makes me feel sick and queasy because the food's cold, and it's almost like it's dirty now, it's contaminated, you know, it's no good because it's not cold. So you know, that's another issue of kind of like sensory parts where the food has then gone cold and I can't touch it, especially like liquid foods like soup, or if you had like sauces and stuff like that. And then also the super potent smelling foods, you know, like onions and leeks and garlic and things like that. Like I can't be around those foods, especially not when people are cooking them or they're around foods or they're in things that are quite strong. It just makes me really upset. So that's my kind of relationship with food. But what I tried my best to do is I tried to just at least try different things every now and then. So well, I say that, but like I do have my ritual foods that I stick to, and fortunately I love fruit and vegetables, but I do try and eat, like I'll just try something else. Like I didn't like broccoli for a while, and then I thought, well, it was really beneficial to me, and I'd read how beneficial it was, so then I tried some of it and I tried to eat it. And there's a fact that if you eat something like 40 plus times, then you will eventually end up liking it. So that's kind of cool. Guys, if you'd like to learn more about Asperger's and autism, please hit that subscribe button above there. If you'd like to see my vlog channel, please click over here, and please check out my last video. If you'd like to keep in contact with me, information is in the description below, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace!